Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Whip Finish Wednesday, live Wednesday night, right here from East Tennessee, talking to you about some saltwater flies. So that's going to be kind of why is someone from East Tennessee talking about saltwater stuff? I don't know, but I know we like going to fish in South Carolina, and I like going and fishing in Florida, and I like fishing wherever we go, and you start learning a thing or two about tying saltwater flies when you're fishing up in the salt. So the fly you see in the vise right now is the one that we tied. I'll go just pop it out. Is one that I tied last night or night before, and this is a Kwan style fly. It's very similar to I believe the tarpon toad that you can see on what's up, Bill? That you can see on Sightcast website for sale. Similar. Also, the gangster crab, which is on 239 Flies, you can see their YouTube video on how to tie it. Some of the big differences are I'm using Arctic fox for the tail. Tail, what's up, Barry? But and then some other material differences in colors to do different versions of it to change the weight of the eyes. It does right hook point up. The color, the flash, everything. What's up, Joe and Al? We were live just a minute ago, Al. Everyone was there. We missed seeing you. Next time. Next time. So anyway, the target species for this one would be a redfish, but I have caught a ton of flounder recently on this as well because typically just kind of hop it on the bottom. And I will just catch flounder with it, but I'm trying to catch redfish. So we will get to tying this, and we'll go over some of the materials. So I'll go and start with the hook. The hook I'm going to use is a size 2 Ahrex Ahrex Salt SA220. So this one right here. I'll throw here. You know, some good thick thread. I used to tie these with nano silk, but the nano silk was a little slick. So I go with the 6/0 classic wax thread. And I'm going to use corn flour for this one. When we were live a second ago, a couple people were giving me some advice or some suggestions on colors. So sand from Joe, and blue and orange from Josh Riston.
Bear picked the other one.
Josh Riston picked blue.
I mean, probably Bear picked the one that for Dad's.
Yes, Bear was on as well. What's up, Troy? So anyway, what we're going to do is you can put the eyes on first. You can put them on second. You can put them on 28th, whatever you want to. But we will we'll get a little thread base started here, and I will tell myself because I messed up on the one that we posted today, but I'm sure it'll work just fine. I forgot to put what's up, Jeffrey and Terry, Sparky Terry. Hello. I did not put my little spreader, my little ball, my little whatever it's called. Josh specifically was that orange somewhere. That much. This is exactly measure my little thing 6, 5, so 2.5 inches long of orange cactus chenille. Everyone say, "Hey Jeff!" Since he was late, we can not make fun. We can give him a hard time. So 2.5 inches. And so this is a good pattern to learn some different techniques. What's up, Mr. Barnes? What's happening? All right, so we're going to spin this around. All we're doing is just making a little ball. So I've got, like I said, this is exactly 2.5 inches. I would say I'm about 1 inch too long, but we'll see. Pull tight, bring this back. Tight around. I used to tie these a lot, and the one that we posted today is the first one I've tied in about about a year since I don't know when. So, yeah, let's say I'm a good inch too long. So now we got that tied off. Now we're good. See, I've got an inch and a half left, so I was an inch too long on that piece. So all we need is just enough to be like a little ball here. It's going to help keep the. If you want to, you use craft fur here and use a marker on it. I'm going to use Arctic Fox. Now, one thing I like about this is that you get these nice natural colors and everything. This is probably the most expensive way to buy Arctic Fox. The best way to get Arctic Fox is when you go to a fly fishing show or fly tying show. You'll see people that we switch over to the big camera, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see people that. Oh, darn it. Here we go. That have got foxtails sitting out. And you can buy your foxtails like this, and they're only 10, 20 bucks or so. I think some of these Gary actually got for me or held for me while I was coming. But, you know, this would be a ton of material, all different colors and stuff. But so I would say one of these probably is about the same price as two of these, three of these. And you can see you get a lot more. So when you go to fly fishing or the fly tying symposium, you'll see Arctic foxtails. This is definitely the way to get it. As you can see, I use them all the time. That's why they're so not used. Or you just come over to my house and grab some. But I do have Arctic Fox right here. And this is what we're going to use. So all I'm going to do is pull off about, separate how much I think I'm going to need. Let's say, hold it up and look at it. Maybe a touch more. Like this. Kind of spin it around. Yeah, that should be good. So pretty nice little chunk. Cut that off. Put that aside. So you got this, but I want to keep my tying point somewhat manageable. So I'm going to pull this down to about here. So it was about a shank length. And we'll start by combing with this bigger comb. Just to kind of separate the fibers a little bit. I'm going to get some of it out, but not a whole lot. Then we'll switch over to my normal comb that I use for just about everything else. That'll help get some of these short ones. If it is under fur, some of that under fur, but we're just not going to be tying in a bunch of junk they don't need. So, bring this back around. Now, make sure that is good. And lash down. Nice and neat. Spin that around. So see how that looks? Beautiful. Oh, I need to go live on Instagram. There we go. All right. So one thing that you can do with both, I didn't do it on the last one because that tail, the foxtail had so much good natural coloration in it. See, this was kind of, I won't say plain, but it is kind of plain. So I'm going to grab, what color is this? Dark olive. This one should work. Dark brown. That'll be good. So I'm just gonna grab a marker. I'm gonna pinch this, and I'm gonna go on my side. On your side. And it barely marked it. It's because I should have checked my color first. So we'll switch over to a Sharpie. See if this will get a little bit darker. Yep. Now we're cooking a little better. That'll just look like it's kind of, what's up, Truman? That'll look like it's just kind of meant to be that way because it's faded a little bit better. All right. So that's how I'll ride like that. But that looks nice. Looking good. Now we question. I went and found this cool little, this is glow in the dark. And I know, what's up, David? It is good to see back on here. There are a couple. Gary Nasmert. Hey. But this is the glow in the dark stuff, which I think is pretty darn cool. So we're going to throw some of this on there. It's kind of got a bluish tint to it, kind of. It's also got a little chartreuse, which I can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to pull off a bit. And this is the, got to figure out got to remember the name of it right here. It's this right. It is the Streamer Wing Glow in the Dark Spearmint, a glow in the dark spearmint. Spearmint's a color. And I'm just totally, what's up, Todd? See that right there? It looks like in IRL. So we'll think about how it's going to sit and how it's going to ride. So I'm going to tie this first one kind of on my side a bit. Second one on your side. That. And I'm going to just kind of feather this in. Like that. Nice. That's actually turned out pretty cool. All right, now I've got to remember what's next before I forget anything, because I did it wrong last time. So the legs, we're going to use these Sight Castle legs as well because they've got some pretty cool saltwater colors. I love all the haze and haze and haze. So we're going to use this one. Just like the color, it looks just right. Here's the color. Oh, so it's a little tannish. Grab two legs. Split it around. Ask Gary. What are we asking Gary? Wait. So you see how I'm putting it on? So just put it right there. Put a couple wraps. Where did that come from? Where did what come from? This side. Your side. So you see we got, I want it to be a little more up. And I just gotta keep talking. So I like these to float a little bit more, and if I want to be up a little higher, the profile. So as it's falling down, it's don't originate at the very bottom of the fly. And my time the fly upside down right now, so that's why I want it kind of like that. So when it's that, you see it kind of goes up a little bit like that. Where did that come from? What are you talking about, Steve? And lengthwise, these are fine. I'm going to try to cut those little nubs off of them. All right, like that and that. I'm just thinning out this fiber just a little bit because it is a little long. All right, so the next thing is what is it called? Palmer snail. And because this one's going to be more of a subtle color, we're going to go with sand. Believe it or not, I've got sand. Just because Joe, what's up, Chris? Just because that's what Joe requested, I'm going to cut off just a wee bit, a ton. Let's see how much that is. This is exactly pliers just to grab everything and get it going the correct way. Fine as frog's hair, split. All right. So grab this, put my Hackle pliers on it because that will make it. That's one thing that I did see on 239 flies a long time ago. Using this material, they use Hackle pliers to help wrap it, and that definitely helps keep your keep it straight. Because once you get it going the right way, it just makes it a little bit easier to move it around like this. And I won't say there's no right or wrong number of wraps here, but it's obviously whatever you like. And if I would have tied more than one beforehand, I might be able to tell you, but I haven't. Like I said, we're just going to make it look nice. Okay. Bring that around. There we go. Oh, and something else. If you didn't know, man, I wish I could remember the details behind it, but Angler's Coffee is doing a promotion with Bonefish Tarpon Trust, and where they're giving a portion of their proceeds to them. And I cannot remember the details on it. Let me zoom this in here. The details. So sorry. So here's where we're looking right now. Oh, see, I remember what I forgot now. Eyes. What's up, Lid Rig? Forgot eyes.
It's usually the left of the eyes.
Yep. Okay, so I've got some cool gold. These gold eyes. So see these bad boys? Which are pretty cool. Here's one of the tricks for tying. So tying in eyes can be tricky. You can make your own easily, or you can buy them even easier. Buy them all sorts of different kinds of ways. These are sparkly. They look pretty neat. You can get mono, hard mono, and melt, then paint, and then put a little UV on there if you want to. This is how you do it, or how I do it anyway. I just put it in. Well, I should have put it in before I put this the Palmer chenille in, but I didn't, and we'll just make it work. I hope. So see, I'm just kind of roughly guessing where that should go. Kind of rough. Get tied in, and I'm gonna put it on the other side. Well, measure it. They're the same length, so measure by the rear ends, and tie that in. Let's make sure they're the same length. Yep, they are. So I'm just making sure everything's locked in. Now, if you'll notice, I'm using a big fancy pair of scissors. I'll talk about those in a minute. Cut off those ends. Now let's make sure these are nice and lashed in. So they're not really going anywhere, right? But they also don't look very good because they're kind of down in the middle. They're just they're not sticking out. So you can cheat. You can just bend them out, but they're going to kind of go back. So what you want to do is kind of encourage them to come out a bit. So you see I've got it pulled up. And I'm going to put some, make sure I've got that. Make sure I've got it wrapped to the end. But now I'm I'm just putting some thread wraps behind the eye, and that's going to stand it up. And I can even stand the eye up like this, and then go around it 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and pull it down like that. And try not to get your material stuck in there like I just did. But that's okay. That's what a good bodkin's for. And I'll do the other side, and we'll do this a bunch of times because it takes a few stacking of thread wraps. It takes a few thread wraps to get these kind of pushed out. Because you don't want your fancy shrimp eyes to be buried in your material. And normally, like I said, normally I'm doing this before I tie in the chenille, or the polymer chenille, so it's not in the way like it is now. But you see what I'm doing? I'm just wrapping 1, 2, 3, grabbing the eye, and then going down with it. And then I can go all the way. Now, you can see the difference. How one's going out and the other one's not. So let's fix this one. Thing. There we go. See how they see one here? Oh, got one here and one there. So now we're sticking out, looking good. Posting the eye. That's right, Truman. That's why I need you guys here to make it sound simpler than I make it sound. So now that they're posted, and you don't want these kind of like I did post up a little too far. You're just trying to build up a little bit so they'll go out. All right. So see how we're building it so far? It's looking good. And maybe a wrap or two too much of this polymer chenille. What, honey? What's the number? Chenille what?
Chanel number 5.
That's it. I always thought it was like, what channel are you turning? Is it channel 5? What's on channel 5, honey? And I'll be wrong. So I've got a whiting American Hackle in this color right here because it goes great with sand. I'm going to rip off a feather. It's going to look something like that. This is just the way I like to do it. I'm going to rip off the butt end of it. So now I've got some bare stem. Cut that off about like a little long. So hold it like this, do one wrap. Now let's get it right. One wrap here, gymnasium number 5. And then we're going to come up and down. So see how it looks. Now we're going to bring this around, and it's going to kind of bend that butt end around, and it will be completely tied off and looking good. See how it is? So it's not going anywhere. I'll probably need my Hackle pliers in a second, but for now, pull that tight. Wrap these. I like this American Hackle pretty well because it's stiff, but not too stiff. But then again, if you don't have American Hackle, you'll do this. You can use whatever you want. It can be hand hackle. Just the advantage to this is just that it's going to push a little bit of water, just like that. Have a little bit more profile. Have a little more disturbance. How's that looking? Pretty. It's looking like something. That'll be it right there. All right, I've got that tied off. Pull this. Now, I don't think this is cheating. This is the way I like to tie. So I've got the tip going that way. Pull it back. It's just fold it over itself. Find that tip. Where'd it go? There. Pop it out. There's a tip. And Now I can just pull everything back. Just like that. See how it looks? Good? Any questions at all? You are being awful quiet. I think it's because you're mainly Troot guys. And you're like, well, this is kind of entertaining, I guess. But there's all sorts of stuff. Like you can put on the other one, I put black crystal flash back here, kind of like more antenna. There's all sorts of little things you can do. Now I'm going to get some. So a lot of times people use EP fibers. I'm using these. You know, switch. Yeah, the Saberfly Predator fibers. I've got Caddis Tan. That'll probably work for the other. And let's see if I've got a cool blue. Yeah, so it'll work for blue. Unless I've got one that's already open. And we'll see. I know I've got blue in the. Hey, that actually might be a little better. Light blue. I like that one a little better because it's going to be whatever. All right, so this is something that I go over a lot when I'm preparing Hank materials to tie with, and it just I don't say it doesn't matter, but you'll see a lot of people when they're using stuff like this, they'll pull off, they'll just cut it, and then they'll use it as they're going, and that's fine, but you kind of it's hard to get the use of all this. So still in the Hank, take it, put a knot in it, and then we'll take our bodkin. We're just going to pull this down so the knot's as close to that zip tie as possible. Pull it good and tight. And then cut it off. So see, we got that piece right there. Now, I love the Renomed scissors. Everyone knows I like them. A lot of y'all like them. They're phenomenal scissors. This material, when you're cutting it, like I'm getting ready to cut it, when I finish the document, when I finish the fly, it will wreck your best scissors. So I can't remember the name of these. These are Kudos. These are cheap at like bait shops and stuff. They got these that cut braid, and they got smaller ones. Here are the smaller ones that I had for my saltwater fishing
Those have
box.
lasted a long time.
Yep. And I just needed a pair that was a little bit longer for what I want to show you in a second. But these are just good when you got to just make chops, and they just don't. They're just designed for cutting steel, basically. But this type of material will wear out most of your scissors. So I'm just trying to get just a little bit here. And you don't want this to be too thick. That was one thing on the one we posted today. It was a bit thick. But so you see I just put my bodkin right there, slide the knot down, pull it tight. Got it. All right. So we should be about good. This is a little bit thick, so I'll pull some of this off. All right. Still maybe a touch thick. I know this is like so much fun. You're like, well, can you make up your mind? How many strands does it need to be? All right. So here's kind of the tricky part about doing this, and I've seen people do this a lot of different ways. But what you want to make sure you do is you're tying it in on top. Oh, you got to tie eyes in first. Once you tie some eyes in, find my eyes. There they are. So let's do double barrel pupil small. And I like using the brass eyes. This it'll be fine. So These ones I'm going to use here. There we go. Small brass. And the brass is not that much more expensive than lead. And I do think that you ought to do is, okay, you just look at this and see if it's, hopefully you all can see us and hear us. It looks like something's frozen up for the time being, but maybe it's not. I thought that was a different color.
You'll pass me the remote. Because it looks like everything's fine on mine.
Okay, cool. There you go. Thank you, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna go to this orange. Yep, fluorescent orange. Sorry. All right, now we're good. So I'm gonna flip this over because I'm gonna put the eyes on the bottom. So tying eyes on, hold an angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are crooked, see? So I'm gonna bring them back over this way. Like that, and we'll start straightening them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, straight, almost. A little more. So when I'm pulling real hard, I'm straightening this side up. The nice thing is I'm making those initial wraps super, super, super tight. Don't want that. 4, 5. Truman's phone. Joe, are you frozen?
It wasn't frozen a second ago. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Well, I was just saying that I'm looking at the chat. What they're saying.
Oh.
So I'm just going around I don't know what those wraps are called, but it's just gathering everything and tightening them up. I'll go around one more time. My phone is good, but TV is freezing. Is anyone else having problems with anything freezing up? See where we're at now? Looks nice. I'm just going to do that so make sure that everything's kind of going the way we want it to go. All right, so here's one of the important pieces of tying equipment that comes in very handy for this, and that is a hair clip, just like this. What's up, Randy? Just came back on the TV. Good, Joe. I'm glad it came back on. So not going to be super important on this part, but it will be in a minute. So we got our eyes on, we got everything on, we're ready to rock and roll. Take the material that I prepped a second ago. We'll hold it about like that. So put a couple wraps kind of tight. I'll pull this towards me, bring it up. And I'll put 1, 2. Make sure everything's all where it's supposed to be. Not to the eye. That doesn't help. Now we'll just pull it up. See how it looks like a little bow tie? That's what we want. You're still stuck. Now it's back. Okay. Whew. So put a couple more wraps, and now we're ready to go to the tan or the sand. Joe, I'm saying tan, but this, trust me, it said sand on it. I'll go forward and back. Okay. So we'll take this, we'll cut it a little long. Jeff, me and Jeff tomorrow. So see how I got a little bow tie there? That's what we want. pull this back. And then we're going to go for the tan. We do the same thing. And as you can imagine, it's just going to kind of repeat the same process. I want it closer than that. Pull it up, make a little cross here. Sorry if I'm all fingers. So there's 1, 2. Go and add a couple more. 1, 2, and then we're going to bring this side around. And I'm telling you, the first few times you do this part can be a little bit frustrating, just a wee bit. So there's that. Now we're going to bring it around again. Pull that. And put the blue on. And this is where I try to turn up the heat so you all aren't absolutely bonkers. But just like everything else, if I try to go too fast, I make really dumb mistakes. One. There we go. 4 each way. I'll cut it one more time, and we should be able to get 2 or 3 more. Whenever we're free, we'll probably be private time. Oh, private tiny. One of these days, I'm going to get on this private time. All right, so the blue. Especially I've got 2 colors, but I forget which color I'm on. Probably not the best. So 2 wraps. Bring it up, around. The hardest part is when stuff starts getting tangled up. 2 wraps. Oh, there.